Yo, what's good? Welcome to my first recap. I'm doing this to journal my trades and work on my psychology and to see how I perform as a trader, as a 15-year-old day trader, turning 16 in a few days. So, let's get into it. So, first trade, we're going to be talking about the trades I took on Thursday because I didn't take any trades today because price action is shit. So that was a trade at 9:45 macro, but I didn't take it because I was in school at that time, so I couldn't. So when I came back from school, I saw this setup here where I tried to buy on the 5 minute. We were respecting that M partition here. See, we were respecting that M partition. We had this rejection block here on the 3 minute and 1 minute I think as well. Yeah, this rejection block right here. So I missed my initial entry at the CE, so I entered when we touch into OTE of this 1 minute range, and then I was holding, and then I got stopped out break even. This was a 11, I'm pretty sure. Entry was there, so if my entry was like there, then my stop was right below that OTE level. I was targeting the minus 2.5 standard deviation projection from the retracement leg. So that was this level, and that aligned with OTE of this range here. Not that range, this range. As you can see, we aligned with OTE. So that was my first trade, break even. I'm not mad because it's a break even, not a loss. So coming to the second trade, I was being impatient on this trade because of this trade here. I was like, oh my god, I lost, I need to get another trade. But we worked into M partition here, we respected OTE level. We respected OTE, this range here, OTE on the 5 minute. My actual entry should have been here. I could have took this entry here, but no, I took this entry here because I was scared. So this is like a 1 to 4, which should have been like a 1 to... We'll see in a second actually. I was targeting the same level, which was like OTE of this range, because my bias was that we touched into OTE of this range and dump, which we did dump after we touched into OTE, but we'll get to that in a second. And then yeah, that was a free risk to reward ratio. Free risk to reward, yeah, you get it. And then it was a win, yeah. I exited here because we touched into EQ, and then again it was psychology, I was scared, but in this case, I mean I could have held, but in this case we did dump, so yeah. And I took a sell here because I would have took a sell here, but I was playing CS at the same time, so I didn't see this entry at the time. But we were expecting a 30-minute BPR. I can show you if you don't believe me. We're expecting a 30-minute BPR. 30-minute BPR. Here we go. We have this BPR here. If we mark it out, right there.
Emma, can I have your butt?
Either way, I'm sorry for that. But we're expecting this like minimum BPR. I'm back again. So come into which trade was I talking about? Oh yeah, I sold here because I was late for this entry. Yeah, I entered here when I saw this bearish candle, and then it worked out. I sold here when we were expecting this M partition into this inverse BPR here as well, but I didn't see that. That's just why I just noticed while I was looking here. M partition OTE of this level. It was a macro as well, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 145 macro, which is one of the top macros I use. We were expecting that. I could have taken an entry there, but I didn't. Well, I didn't even take an entry for this trade. I don't know why. I just couldn't be asked to trade. That could have been my first entry, or I could have entered when we touch into EQ of this range. Into, let's see if I have anything on a 3 minute. Oh, where is this? No, we have nothing. I mean, it's still a valid trade. It's like a B plus setup, but I don't really use imbalances, or I don't even use order blocks at all. I normally just use OTE levels and all this. But that would have been a valid trade, which I did not take. And then here I was just messing around. I was drawing trend lines. I was being a retail trader. You should learn trend lines. They're really broken. Anyways, I entered when we broke through this trend line. I exited when we took this high. Blah 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 blah, and then coming into here, we took out this high. We created SMT. We're inside of this 30-minute BPR. We're inside of OTE level, as I was saying that we would respect. OTE. And then we have this rejection block. Oh, it is. We have this rejection block here, which we didn't touch into constant encroachment. I don't know why I took the soda. Fair enough. And then oh yeah, we touched into OTE. That's fine. Yeah, I entered when touched into golden sun. So I took this sell here. Fear of loss got to me, so I exited when we took out this high, which I should have held because we were rebalancing into EQ of this range, or even OTE. We were rebalancing into OTE, and then this wasn't even used. This was a 345 macro. So there's some rejection block on the 3 minute. I'm pretty sure. I don't know why I'm analyzing this. This wasn't even the trade that I would have took. Let's see. Grab this. Yeah, no, that's not. I mean, we did respect OTE, but I'd probably be like a C plus setup. In my case. So if I did hold that, I would be holding that trade until this M partition or into EQ of this massive ass range here. Because we have this unbalanced range, which we have to rebalance into. So I would have been targeting 0.5, which as you can see, it did work out. And then, yeah, I didn't even put down like the other. So for this trade, it was entry, top tick, easy. Here, stops like there, and then I was targeting that EQ, which is around that level, so that was a 32R. but I got stopped at how much are like 4. It's fine. It happens. Here was like a 4. My stops was right below OTE. So anyway, yeah. Here. So that was basically 3R. And then we don't count these 2 trades. I guess that's all the trades. Oh yeah, this one here. This level here we touch into so there my stops was this is a valid trade that I took, but it didn't go to my TP. So it was a TE of the 7 around this. So that would have been a basically 18 RR trade. And yeah, that's my trade recap for Thursday. That was a trade, a really valid trade, where we touch into OTE of this range from 4 p.m. low, macro 4 p.m. low. We were expecting that, and then we wicked M partition. If you want to learn M partition, go to the Asset Alliance YouTube channel and watch the OSTDV video. You'll learn what M partition is or OSTDV is. I highly recommend it, it's really broken. Either way, we touch into this rejection block here, which would have been my entry. And blah blah blah. Stop would be where's OTE? Yeah, they should just below that point there. I use stop losses differently to how other people use it, but I'll be targeting this what is it called? BPR. That's what it is. So that would be enough E7R. My eyesight's very bad. Basically how I use stop losses is if we break below the level that I don't want it to break. For example, in this case, I don't want it to break below this line here, this what's that number, 0.79. So if we broke below that, like we closed below it, then I would exit my trade. So I'm technically risking more, but the R is basically the same, because if it goes below this level, then I'm exiting the trading. But for example, if it closes down here, then I'm basically cooked. I risk 4 times the amount. So I should probably make my stop loss bigger, for example, put out this low, but that's the risk reward gone. So in this case, my stop loss was somewhere on there. My would been there, and target this BPR, this retracement leg of standard deviation aligns with that BPR, as you see. So yeah, that's a trade recap for Thursday. Yeah. So hopefully in the future I'll become profitable, which I will, because if I don't, then I'm fucked, because school is not for me. So yeah, peace.